Alright guys, in today's video we got a very interesting topic to talk about, and again, this is related to mobile gaming. So a couple of days back, I actually launched a video talking about how the MediaTek Dimensity 8450 performed, especially for gamers that was running on this Oppo Reno 14 Pro. Now naturally, there's a couple of comments that talk a bit about their own experiences, and there's still a lot of underlying questions like how can the power be made to keep up with the standards of gaming today? What kind of efficiency methods are being used to balance performance and power consumption? What is MediaTek doing to actually ensure a more seamless internet connection? And a couple of common questions that a lot of gamers have on their mind. So instead of wondering about this myself, this time round we actually managed to catch up with one of MediaTek's key persons who's going to tell us a bit more about what they are doing in the gaming space. Let's jump into that very quick conversation right away. Now with that said, let's welcome our good friend, the Technical Marketing Director here from MediaTek, Mr. Armstrong Chen, who's going to give us a more in-depth look at what they have in store for mobile gamers.
Hey Lin, thanks for having me. And yeah, mobile gaming has really exploded over the past few years. It's no longer just casual play. People are streaming, grinding ranks, and even play competitively. And with that, expectations are much higher. At MediaTek, we've been paying attention, not just to what gamers say, but what they actually experience. Heating, frame drops, lag, battery issues. That's what we are working to fix across all devices, not just flagship ones.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, but one thing people always ask me in my videos is like, okay, you've got all these features, they sound great and all, but what's really different this time? What has MediaTek actually done to fix these old problems?
Great question, because we know it's not enough to just make the chip faster every year and call it a day. This time, it's not just about faster chips. We focus on power efficiency and keeping gameplay smooth. We partner with Google to bring our MAGT into Android 16. It helps your phone adjust performance and power in real time, so you get smoother gameplay, fewer frame drops, and less heating. You'll even see up to 15% power saving in games like Honor of Kings and 10% in Call of Duty. And then we've got MFRC to boost your frame rate, like from 30 FPS to 60 FPS, but without using twice the GPU. That means up to 48% power saving compared to normal rendering.
Wow, there's a lot of tech going on behind the scenes, and thanks for telling us about that. But there's still a golden question that always asked by gamers. Do you throttle the chipset under load? Are all these cool features just for expensive flagships? Will it actually hold up for people like us who actually game for hours? So what's the real answer when it comes to power management?
Well, good questions. We designed this to handle real gaming, not just lab tests. Overheating used to be a big problem. But with our new chip design and smarter power control, we've really improved things. For example, on the Oppo Reno 14 Pro, with the Dimensity 8450, you can play MLBB for more than 10 hours straight on one charge with full brightness and sound, and the phone still stays cool. And it's not just for expensive flagship phones. We are bringing the technology to more mid-range phones too, so more gamers can enjoy the same smooth experience.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, and I definitely felt that when I tested the Oppo Reno 14 Pro. As a gamer myself, I played multiple back-to-back games and the phone never reached a point where it was uncomfortably hot. It was pretty much smooth all the way without burning through battery.
Exactly. It's about using smart power control and efficient hardware together, so you don't just get performance on paper, but performance that stays solid game after game without overheating or draining the battery.
And that's what sets it apart, right? It's not just about the numbers, but really about how those features come together in real life to actually solve problems gamers deal with whenever they game.
That's the point. We are not chasing benchmarks. We are building for consistent performance.
Awesome. Now the next thing I want to discuss with you is actually related to actual in-game performance. Most of the time, people don't care about how good the game is. If there's lag, frame drops, or random stutters, they're done. That's even worse when you're in a critical moment in the game where you're supposed to save your teammates or go for the kill, but suddenly your phone lags or hangs, or worse still, a notification appears and you accidentally swipe out of the game and the game resets. So, I think a lot of players will probably have this concern.
Yeah, that's a common concern, and that's exactly why we built Hyper Engine gaming technology. It's meant to keep your frame rate stable. even when things get intense or your session goes long. One part of this is smart task prioritization. It makes sure your phone puts all its focus on the game first. Update, notification, background apps, they wait until you are done. We also improve touch response, so every tap, swipe, or aim registers quicker and more accurately. Whether you are going for a clutch kill or saving your teammates, your action happen exactly when you want them to.
Yeah, I definitely felt that when I was testing it, especially in moments where I needed precise timing. The overall experience just felt snappier and more responsive. Of course, skill is needed as well, but if you have the hardware that spots you, I think that's even better.
That's thanks to our adaptive gaming technology. It monitors your CPU and GPU in real time and adjusts as you play. When the game heats up, it boosts performance. When it doesn't need extra power, it dials it down, saving battery and reducing heat.
Yep, I did notice that the visuals were extremely smooth even after those back-to-back gaming sessions, especially with Mobile Legends. Everything felt super fluid. And again, the part where I really appreciated is that the phone didn't overheat and the battery stayed solid. For a moment, I thought that the phone might be secretly dropping my frame rate, but I turned on the system status overlay so I could monitor my FPS throughout, and good news, it was constantly hovering at around 120 FPS the entire time.
That's great here, and exactly what we aim for. With the Dimensity 8450, we made sure performance stays stable even during long sessions. Smooth features, no overheating, and consistent 120 FPS.
Another real killer is sudden lag, delays, and unstable connections. You could be playing flawlessly, but suddenly your ping jumps and your hero freezes in the middle of a fight and, you die.
Exactly. Connection issues are a top complaint, and I feel it myself. That's why we focus on keeping your connection stable. One of the big upgrades is MediaTek's, our predictive network quality system. It checks your Wi-Fi and mobile signal in real time. If it notices your signal's about to drop, it gives an early warning so your phone can switch or buffer before lag hits. It works together with AI-driven path selection. The modem chooses the best route, whether it's Wi-Fi, 5G, or both, depending on which is stronger or less crowded. That keeps your game stable, reducing heat, and even cuts mobile data use by up to 25% during gaming. This is not just for flagship smartphones. You don't have to wait or spend big to enjoy smooth and stable gaming.
Okay, so we've got smooth performance, stable connections, but one more thing that really makes gaming feel next level is how real it looks and feels. You can have all the power in the world, good connectivity, but if the gameplay looks flat, you're just tapping on a screen.
Exactly. We didn't just focus on power and speed. We also wanted to make games look and feel more like console gaming. For example, our OMM ray tracing engine adds real-time lighting, reflections, and shadows, running at up to 60 FPS. That means things like shining floors, realistic shadows, and reflective surface, just like what you see in NBA Old World and Arena Breakout. It makes everything feel more alive and real. And we didn't stop here. We also added AI Play. This lets you use real-time voice to text. It's about 45% faster than regular cloud services. So, if you speak or shout commands, they show up right away. You can also talk directly to in-game characters, like a real conversation. AI Play can even act as your coach, watching how you play and giving tips in real time. That helps you improve while you are still in the match, not just afterward. The big idea is to make games more lifelike, with smarter characters, voice-driven menus, and stories that respond to what you say or do.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool, and when you put it all together, the smoother gameplay, the stable connection, and now this level of realism, you can really see how far mobile gaming has come.
Agree. It's not just about packing in more specs or chasing benchmark scores. It's about creating a smoother, smarter, and more immersive experience. That's what we are focused on at MediaTek. From top-tier features to stable connectivity, and responsive gameplay. We are designing technology that keeps players locked in, not just for a few minutes, but match after match, hour after hour.
Awesome. Thanks, Armstrong.
My pleasure.
So gamers out there, whether you're grinding your ranks, teaming up with friends, or just playing to chill, the tech in your phone matters more than ever. Clearly we can see that MediaTek is taking this very seriously, so you know you're ready for what's next. But don't just take our word for it, go test it out yourself. And also, if you are a MediaTek Dimensity user, maybe comment below your own experience so others can know. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.